Boy gives his lunch to a millionaire disguised as a homeless man. Next day, he gets a visit. The midday sun beat down on the bustling streets of San Diego, California, casting long shadows that danced with the rhythm of the city. Amidst the throngs of tourists and locals, a lone figure sat hunched on a park bench, his weathered face etched with the lines of hardship and his eyes reflecting a deep-seated weariness. This was not his usual habitat. This man was not who he seemed. He was, in fact, Henry Davenport, a titan of industry, a man whose name was synonymous with success and innovation. But today, he was stripped of his tailored suits and polished persona, disguised as a homeless man, seeking a glimpse into the heart of humanity. Davenport, disillusioned with the superficiality and greed that permeated his world of boardrooms and galas, had embarked on a social experiment. He wanted to see if kindness and compassion still existed in a society obsessed with wealth and status. He wanted to know if, stripped of his fortune and influence, he would be seen, truly seen, as a human being. Miles away, in the quiet suburban neighborhood of La Jolla, 11-year-old Daniel navigated the complexities of adolescence with a quiet resilience. He was a bright and inquisitive boy, his mind a whirlwind of curiosity and his heart filled with a deep-seated empathy for others. Daniel lived with his parents, Michael and Sarah, in a modest two-story house with a sun-drenched backyard and a rambling rose bush that climbed the walls. His father, a hard-working construction worker, instilled in him the values of honesty, integrity, and hard work. His mother, a warm and nurturing nurse, taught him the importance of compassion, kindness, and empathy. Daniel, despite his privileged upbringing, possessed a keen awareness of the inequalities that existed in the world. He volunteered at the local soup kitchen, tutored underprivileged children, and spent his weekends helping his elderly neighbors with their errands. One afternoon, as Daniel walked home from school, his backpack slung over his shoulder and his mind preoccupied with the day's lessons, he noticed the man sitting on the park bench, his head bowed and his shoulders slumped. The man's disheveled appearance and forlorn expression tugged at Daniel's heartstrings. He approached the man hesitantly, his youthful innocence battling with a tinge of apprehension. "Excuse me, sir," he began, his voice soft but steady. "Are you all right? You seem a bit down." The man looked up, startled by the unexpected interruption. His eyes, though weary, held a flicker of surprise. "Just a bit down on my luck, son," he mumbled, his voice raspy and low. Daniel, without hesitation, opened his lunch bag, offering the man his remaining sandwich, a bag of chips, and an apple. "Here," he said, "I have some extra. Please take it." The man's eyes widened in disbelief. But this is your lunch," he stammered, his voice thick with emotion. Daniel smiled reassuringly. "I'm not that hungry. You need it more than I do." A wave of warmth washed over Davenport, a feeling he hadn't experienced in years. This simple act of kindness, offered without expectation or judgment, touched a chord deep within him. He looked at Daniel, his eyes filled with gratitude and a newfound sense of hope. "Thank you, son," he said, his voice hoarse with emotion. "You're a kind soul." Daniel, unaware of the man's true identity, simply nodded and continued on his way, his heart lighter than the lunch bag he had just given away. He had no idea that his small act of kindness would have a profound impact on both their lives, setting in motion a chain of events that would forever alter their destinies. Davenport, his heart stirred by Daniel's selfless gesture, retreated to his opulent penthouse suite that evening. The stark contrast between the lavish surroundings and the harsh realities he had witnessed on the streets weighed heavily on his mind. He couldn't shake off the image of Daniel, a young boy with every advantage, offering his lunch to a stranger in need. He replayed their brief encounter in his mind, analyzing every detail: the boy's hesitant approach, the genuine concern in his eyes, the unassuming way he had offered his food. It was a stark contrast to the calculated gestures of philanthropy he was accustomed to, where charitable donations were often motivated by tax benefits or public image. Davenport, a man who had built his empire on logic and strategy, found himself grappling with an unfamiliar emotion: guilt. He felt ashamed of his initial cynicism, his belief that compassion was a weakness, a liability in the cutthroat world of business. Daniel's simple act of kindness had shattered his preconceived notions, revealing the profound power of human connection. He decided then that he would find Daniel, not to repay him with material wealth, but to understand the source of his compassion, to learn from his example. He summoned his personal assistant, Ms. Emily Carter, a woman known for her discretion and efficiency. "Emily," Davenport began, his voice laced with a newfound determination, "I need you to find a young boy named Daniel. He lives with his parents in La Jolla. He's about 11 years old and he gave me his lunch today." Emily, accustomed to her employer's eccentric requests, raised an eyebrow but nodded in agreement. "Of course, Mr. Davenport. I'll do my best to locate him." With Emily on the task, Davenport turned his attention to formulating a plan. He couldn't simply approach Daniel and reveal his true identity. He feared that such a revelation might overwhelm the boy or, worse, be misconstrued as an attempt to buy his friendship. He wanted to connect with Daniel on a genuine level, to understand his world and the values that shaped his character. He decided to adopt a different approach, one that would allow him to observe Daniel in his natural environment, to understand his life and the challenges he faced. He instructed Emily to gather information about Daniel's family, his school, his interests, and his daily routine. Emily, resourceful as ever, located Daniel and his family within a day. She discreetly observed their daily life, noting the comfortable but not ostentatious house, the well-maintained yard, and the loving interactions between Daniel and his parents. She also discovered Daniel's passion for volunteering, his academic achievements, and his close bond with his family. Davenport, armed with this information, began to frequent the La Jolla neighborhood, observing Daniel from a distance. He watched him walk home from school, his nose buried in a book. He saw him interacting with the volunteers and patrons at the soup kitchen, his gentle demeanor and genuine concern radiating warmth. He witnessed the loving bond between Daniel and his parents, their shared laughter and easy companionship filling their home with a palpable sense of joy. The more Davenport observed Daniel, the more he admired his character, his kindness, and his unwavering optimism. He saw in Daniel a reflection of the values he himself had lost sight of in his relentless pursuit of success. One afternoon, while watching Daniel tutor underprivileged children at the local library, Davenport noticed a group of older boys disrupting the session, mocking Daniel's efforts and making derogatory remarks about the children he was helping. Daniel, though visibly upset, maintained his composure, calmly addressing the disruption and redirecting the children's attention back to their studies. Davenport, his protective instincts kicking in, felt a surge of anger. He wanted to intervene to defend Daniel from the bullies, but he held back, reminding himself that he was an observer, not a participant in Daniel's life. He watched as Daniel, after finishing the tutoring session, walked away from the library, his head held high. Davenport followed him at a distance, his mind racing with thoughts. He realized that Daniel didn't need his protection. He had his own inner strength and resilience. What Daniel needed was opportunity, a chance to further develop his empathy and make a real difference in the world. Davenport, his heart filled with a newfound determination, decided to take action. He would find a way to help Daniel, to provide him with the resources and support he needed to reach his full potential. He would do it discreetly, without revealing his true identity, ensuring that Daniel's achievements were his own. He returned to his penthouse that evening, his mind buzzing with ideas. He would establish a scholarship fund in Daniel's name, a fund that would cover his education expenses through college and beyond. He would also create opportunities for Daniel to explore his interests, to gain valuable experiences, and to develop his talents. He knew that this was just the beginning. He had a lot to learn from Daniel, and he was eager to embark on this unexpected journey of mentorship and self-discovery. Davenport, a man of action, wasted no time in setting his plan in motion. He contacted the headmaster of Daniel's prestigious private school, Mr. Harrington, under the guise of a representative from a newly established, anonymous charitable foundation. He expressed his desire to create a scholarship program for exceptional students who demonstrated not only academic excellence but also a strong commitment to community service and social responsibility. He subtly steered the conversation towards Daniel, highlighting the boy's impressive academic record, his active involvement in volunteer work, and his exemplary character. He ensured that Daniel would be a prime candidate for the scholarship, without raising any suspicion about his personal interest in the boy. Mr. Harrington, a seasoned educator with a keen eye for talent and a deep appreciation for well-rounded individuals, was intrigued. He had always been impressed by Daniel's intellectual curiosity, his compassionate nature, and his genuine desire to make a difference. He readily agreed to facilitate the process, promising to maintain the anonymity of the benefactor. A few days later, Daniel was summoned to the headmaster's office. He entered with a mix of curiosity and apprehension, wondering what had prompted this unexpected meeting. Mr. Harrington, with a warm smile that did little to ease Daniel's nervousness, gestured for him to sit down. "Daniel," Mr. Harrington began, his voice gentle but serious, "I've called you here today to discuss something quite extraordinary." He paused, letting the suspense build. "You've been selected as the recipient of a full scholarship." Daniel's eyes widened in disbelief. "A scholarship? But for what?" Mr. Harrington leaned forward, his expression a mix of admiration and encouragement. "This scholarship, Daniel, is a recognition of your outstanding academic achievements, your exemplary character, and your unwavering commitment to serving others. It's an investment in your future, a chance for you to pursue your dreams without the burden of financial constraints." Daniel was speechless. He had never imagined such an opportunity, a chance to attend a prestigious university without worrying about the financial burden it would place on his family. He thought of his parents, their tireless efforts to provide him with the best education and opportunities. This scholarship wasn't just for him. It was a testament to their sacrifices and their unwavering belief in him. As he left the headmaster's office, a whirlwind of emotions swirling within him, Daniel couldn't help but think back to the man on the park bench, the man he had shared his lunch with. Could there be a connection? The thought brought a smile to his face. Perhaps his small act of kindness had indeed sparked something extraordinary. Meanwhile, Davenport, having learned of Daniel's acceptance of the scholarship through Emily's discreet updates, felt a surge of satisfaction. He had taken the first step in his plan, providing Daniel with a tangible opportunity to further his education and pursue his dreams. But he knew this was just the beginning. He wanted to be more involved in Daniel's journey, to guide and mentor him, to witness his growth and development firsthand. He decided to take a calculated risk. He instructed Emily to draft a letter to Daniel, congratulating him on the scholarship and offering him a summer internship at Davenport Industries, his renowned technology company. The letter, signed by a fictitious Mr. Anderson, emphasized Daniel's potential and expressed a desire to nurture his talents. Daniel, upon receiving the letter, was both excited and intrigued. He had always been fascinated by technology, spending hours tinkering with computers and exploring the vast world of the internet. The opportunity to gain experience at a leading tech company, to learn from industry experts, and to contribute to cutting-edge projects was too tempting to resist. He accepted the internship, eager to explore this new world and the possibilities it held. He had no idea that Mr. Anderson, the mysterious benefactor who had offered him this opportunity, was the same man he had encountered on that sunny afternoon, the man who had unknowingly sparked a transformation in both their lives. Davenport, observing Daniel's progress from a distance, was impressed by the boy's quick wit, his eagerness to learn, and his genuine interest in the company's mission. He watched as Daniel navigated the corporate environment with a quiet confidence, his humility and integrity shining through in his interactions with colleagues. He began to orchestrate chance encounters with Daniel, engaging him in casual conversations in the cafeteria, offering him advice on projects, and subtly steering him towards departments and initiatives that aligned with his interests. He was careful not to reveal his true identity, wanting Daniel to earn his place and develop his skills independently. As the weeks passed, Davenport found himself increasingly drawn to Daniel. He admired the boy's work ethic, his intellectual curiosity, and his unwavering sense of compassion. He saw in Daniel a kindred spirit, a young man with the potential to make a real difference in the world. He yearned to reveal himself, to mentor Daniel openly and guide him on his path. But he held back, fearing that the truth might disrupt the delicate balance they had established. He knew that the time would come, but for now, he was content to observe Daniel's growth, nurturing his potential from the shadows. Daniel thrived in the dynamic environment of Davenport Industries. The internship opened his eyes to the world of technology, a world he had previously only glimpsed through the screen of his computer. He was fascinated by the intricate workings of the company, the collaborative spirit of the teams, and the innovative solutions they were developing to address real-world problems. He was particularly drawn to the company's social impact initiatives, the projects that aimed to leverage technology to improve education, healthcare, and environmental sustainability. He spent his free time researching these initiatives, impressed by their potential to make a positive difference in the world. He began to envision a future where he could combine his passion for technology with his desire to serve others. He saw the possibility of creating innovative solutions to social problems, harnessing the power of technology to empower communities and bridge the gap between the privileged and the underprivileged. One day, while browsing the company intranet, Daniel stumbled upon an article about the Davenport Foundation, the philanthropic arm of Davenport Industries. He read about the foundation's annual scholarship program, funded by an anonymous benefactor known only as Mr. Anderson. The article highlighted the impact of the scholarship on the lives of its recipients, including testimonials from students who had gone on to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Daniel's heart skipped a beat. He recognized the story, the details mirroring his own experience. Could Mr. Anderson, the anonymous benefactor, be the same person who had offered him the internship? The thought sent a shiver down his spine. He decided to investigate further. He discreetly inquired about Mr. Anderson with his colleagues, but no one seemed to know much about the enigmatic figure. He even approached Emily, hoping to glean some information from Davenport's trusted assistant. But Emily, ever loyal to her employer, remained tight-lipped, offering only vague praise for Mr. Anderson's generosity and vision. Daniel, his curiosity piqued, resolved to uncover the truth. He spent his evenings researching the Davenport Foundation, poring over annual reports and press releases, searching for any clues that might lead him to Mr. Anderson's identity. He discovered that Mr. Anderson had a particular interest in education and youth development, funding numerous scholarships and mentorship programs. He also learned that Mr. Anderson was a strong advocate for social innovation, supporting initiatives that promoted the use of technology to address social and environmental challenges. Daniel felt a growing sense of connection to this mysterious figure, their shared values and aspirations resonating deeply within him. He began to fantasize about meeting Mr. Anderson, expressing his gratitude and discussing their shared passion for making a difference in the world. He decided to write a letter to Mr. Anderson, expressing his appreciation for the scholarship and the internship, and subtly hinting at his desire to meet his benefactor. He delivered the letter to Emily, requesting her to forward it to Mr. Anderson. Davenport, upon receiving the letter, was both touched and amused by Daniel's persistence. He admired the boy's determination to uncover the truth, his inquisitive spirit reminding him of his own younger self. He decided to respond to Daniel's letter, maintaining the facade of Mr. Anderson, but offering to meet him in person. He arranged a meeting at a quiet cafe outside the office, hoping to engage with Daniel on a more personal level without revealing his true identity. Daniel, thrilled at the prospect of finally meeting his benefactor, eagerly awaited the appointed day. He arrived at the cafe early, his heart pounding with anticipation. He scanned the room, searching for a man who fit the image he had conjured in his mind, a wise and benevolent figure, perhaps with a twinkle in his eye and a gentle smile. He spotted a man sitting alone at a corner table, his back turned towards him. The man's posture was familiar, the way he held his head, the slight tilt of his shoulders. Daniel's heart skipped a beat. Could this be Mr. Anderson? He approached the table cautiously, his voice a mix of nervousness and excitement. "Excuse me, are you Mr. Anderson?" The man turned, and Daniel's breath caught in his throat. It was Henry Davenport, the CEO of Davenport Industries, the man he had encountered on that sunny afternoon, the man he had unknowingly shared his lunch with. Davenport, a gentle smile gracing his lips, extended his hand. "Daniel, it's a pleasure to finally meet you." Daniel, stunned by the revelation, could only stare in disbelief. His mind raced, trying to process the implications of this unexpected encounter. The man he had admired from afar, the man who had funded his scholarship and offered him the internship, was the same man he had helped on the streets. A wave of emotions washed over him: gratitude, surprise, confusion, and a hint of betrayal. He felt a pang of disappointment that Davenport had kept his identity a secret, but he also understood the reasons behind his actions. Davenport, sensing Daniel's mixed emotions, gently explained his motives. He spoke of his desire to connect with Daniel on a genuine level, to understand his world and the values that shaped his character. He apologized for the deception, assuring Daniel that his intentions were pure. Daniel, his initial shock subsiding, listened intently. He realized that Davenport's actions, though unconventional, stemmed from a place of genuine care and concern. He felt a renewed sense of admiration for the man, his respect deepening. They spent the next few hours engaged in a heartfelt conversation, discussing their shared passion for social change, their hopes for the future, and the importance of compassion and empathy. Davenport, his guard completely down, shared his personal struggles, his regrets, and his aspirations. Daniel, in turn, opened up about his childhood, his dreams, and the challenges he had faced. As the evening drew to a close, they both felt a profound sense of connection, their bond strengthened by the revelation of their shared history. They had come full circle, their paths intertwined in a way neither could have imagined. The consequences of Davenport's decision to reveal his identity were far-reaching. It transformed their relationship, shifting the dynamic from benefactor and recipient to mentor and mentee, and ultimately to something akin to father and son. It also paved the way for a deeper collaboration, their shared passion for social justice fueling a joint effort to create a more equitable and compassionate world. The revelation of Davenport's identity rippled through Davenport Industries, sparking curiosity and speculation among the employees. Some saw Daniel as a protege, a rising star with a direct line to the CEO. Others viewed him with envy, whispering about favoritism and unfair advantages. Among those who harbored resentment towards Daniel was Charles Wellington, a senior executive with a reputation for ambition and ruthlessness. Wellington had long coveted Davenport's position, believing himself to be the rightful heir to the company's leadership. He saw Daniel as a threat, an obstacle to his own ambitions. Wellington, driven by jealousy and a desire to undermine Davenport's authority, began to subtly sabotage Daniel's work. He assigned him menial tasks, withheld crucial information, and spread rumors about his incompetence. He also attempted to sow discord between Davenport and Daniel, planting seeds of doubt about Daniel's motives and intentions. Davenport, however, was keenly aware of Wellington's machinations. He had observed the man's growing resentment and his attempts to undermine Daniel's progress. He decided to confront Wellington, not with accusations or threats, but with a calm and measured approach. He invited Wellington to his office for a private meeting. The atmosphere was tense as the two men faced each other across the sleek, modern desk, their contrasting personalities reflected in their demeanor. Davenport, composed and thoughtful; Wellington, restless and calculating. "Charles," Davenport began, his voice steady and firm, "I've noticed a certain resistance from you regarding Daniel's presence in the company." Wellington, caught off guard, attempted to feign ignorance. "I don't know what you're referring to, Henry," he replied, his voice laced with feigned innocence. "Don't play coy with me, Charles," Davenport retorted, his voice laced with a hint of steel. "I'm aware of your attempts to undermine Daniel's work and to sow discord between us." Wellington, realizing his deception had been exposed, dropped the pretense. A sneer curled his lips as he leaned back in his chair. "So what if I am?" he challenged. "The boy's a distraction, a liability. He doesn't belong in this world of high-stakes business." Davenport's eyes narrowed. "Daniel is a bright and capable young man, Charles. He has a lot to offer this company, and I won't tolerate your attempts to sabotage his progress." "He's a threat to your focus, Henry," Wellington countered. "You're spending too much time mentoring this boy, neglecting your responsibilities to the company and its shareholders." "My responsibilities extend beyond profit margins, Charles," Davenport retorted. "I have a duty to nurture talent, to invest in the future, and to create a company that values compassion and social responsibility." Wellington scoffed. "Compassion and social responsibility? Those are weaknesses, Henry. They have no place in the cutthroat world of technology. Those are the values that will ensure our long-term success, Charles," Davenport countered. "They are the values that will attract and retain the best talent, build trust with our customers, and create a positive impact on the world." Wellington, realizing he was losing the argument, resorted to threats. "If you continue to prioritize this boy over the company's interests, you'll regret it, Henry. I won't stand idly by and watch you jeopardize everything we've built." Davenport, unfazed by Wellington's threats, stood his ground. "I'm not jeopardizing anything, Charles. I'm building a better future, a future that includes Daniel and others like him. You can either join me in this endeavor or you can choose to be left behind." Wellington, his face contorted with rage, stormed out of the office, vowing to find a way to regain his influence and eliminate the perceived threat posed by Daniel. Davenport, left alone in his office, felt a sense of weariness mixed with determination. He knew that Wellington's resentment would fester, potentially leading to further conflict and sabotage. But he was resolved to protect Daniel, to shield him from the negativity and ensure his continued growth and development within the company. He also recognized the need to address the underlying issues that had fueled Wellington's resentment. He decided to implement a series of initiatives aimed at fostering a more inclusive and collaborative work environment, one that valued diversity and encouraged employee engagement. He initiated a mentorship program, pairing senior executives with junior employees from diverse backgrounds. He organized workshops and training sessions on leadership, communication, and conflict resolution. He also created an employee feedback system, allowing employees to voice their concerns and suggestions anonymously. These initiatives, though met with initial resistance from some quarters, gradually began to transform the company culture. Employees from diverse backgrounds felt more valued and included. Communication improved, collaboration increased, and a sense of shared purpose began to emerge. Davenport, observing these positive changes, felt a sense of satisfaction. He had not only defended Daniel from Wellington's attacks but also created a more inclusive and equitable workplace, one that reflected his own values and aspirations. As Daniel navigated the complexities of corporate life and the subtle challenges posed by Wellington, his bond with Davenport deepened. Their shared passion for social innovation, their mutual respect, and their growing affection for each other created a unique and powerful connection. Davenport, having never experienced the joys of fatherhood, found himself drawn to Daniel's youthful energy and idealism. He saw in Daniel a reflection of his own younger self, a young man with dreams and aspirations, eager to make a positive impact on the world. He cherished their conversations, their debates on technological advancements, their shared laughter, and their quiet moments of reflection. He took Daniel under his wing, mentoring him not just in the intricacies of the tech industry but also in the nuances of life. He shared his wisdom, his experiences, and his vulnerabilities, offering guidance and support without imposing his own beliefs or expectations. Daniel, in turn, found in Davenport a father figure he had always admired but never had. He respected Davenport's integrity, his compassion, and his unwavering commitment to innovation and social responsibility. He valued his mentorship, his insights, and his unwavering belief in his potential. Their relationship extended beyond the confines of the office. They spent weekends exploring the vibrant city of San Diego, visiting museums and art galleries, attending concerts and sporting events. They shared meals at Davenport's penthouse, discussing their lives, their dreams, and their hopes for the future. Davenport introduced Daniel to his social circle, a diverse group of entrepreneurs, philanthropists, and artists. Daniel, initially intimidated by these accomplished individuals, soon found himself welcomed into their fold, his intelligence and genuine spirit earning him their respect and admiration. He also accompanied Davenport on his philanthropic endeavors, visiting schools equipped with technology through the Davenport Foundation, volunteering at coding workshops for underprivileged youth, and participating in community outreach programs. He witnessed firsthand the impact of Davenport's generosity, the spark of inspiration in the eyes of the students he interacted with, and the ripple effect of his actions on the community. These experiences deepened Daniel's understanding of social issues and strengthened his resolve to make a difference. He began to see his own potential to affect change, not just through his work at Davenport Industries but also through his personal actions and his engagement with the community. One weekend, Davenport invited Daniel to his beach house, a serene retreat nestled amidst the cliffs overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Daniel, accustomed to the bustling energy of the city, was captivated by the tranquility and beauty of the coastal landscape. They spent the weekend surfing the waves, hiking along the coastal trails, and sharing stories under the starlit sky. Davenport, relaxed and unguarded, shared anecdotes from his childhood, his early struggles, and the lessons he had learned along the way. Daniel, listening intently, felt a deeper connection to the man he had come to admire and respect. He saw a different side to Davenport, a man who, despite his wealth and success, remained grounded and humble. One evening, as they sat on the deck, the sound of the waves crashing against the shore filling the air, Davenport turned to Daniel, his eyes filled with warmth and affection. "Daniel," he began, his voice soft and sincere, "I want you to know how much I value our relationship. You've brought a joy and purpose into my life that I never thought possible." Daniel, touched by Davenport's words, met his gaze. "I feel the same way, Mr. Davenport. You've become more than just a mentor to me. You're like a father to me." Davenport smiled, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I'm honored to hear you say that, Daniel. You're like a son to me." Their words hung in the air, unspoken emotions resonating between them. They had found in each other a bond that transcended their age difference and social backgrounds, a bond forged through mutual respect, shared values, and a deep affection. Their relationship continued to evolve, their bond strengthening with each passing day. They became each other's confidants, sharing their joys and sorrows, their triumphs and challenges. They supported each other's dreams, encouraging each other's growth, and celebrating each other's successes. Their connection was a testament to the power of human connection, a reminder that meaningful relationships can blossom in the most unexpected of circumstances. It was a bond that would shape their lives, guiding them on their individual journeys and enriching their shared experiences. The tranquility of Davenport Industries was shattered when a crisis struck, threatening to tarnish the company's reputation and undo the progress Davenport had made in fostering a culture of ethical conduct and social responsibility. A disgruntled former employee, fueled by resentment and a desire for revenge, leaked confidential documents exposing questionable business practices in one of the company's overseas subsidiaries. The media frenzy that ensued was relentless. Headlines screamed of exploitation, environmental damage, and corruption. Shareholders panicked, the company's stock plummeted, and public trust eroded. Davenport found himself besieged by accusations, investigations, and calls for his resignation. Daniel watched in dismay as the company he had come to admire was dragged through the mud. He felt a surge of protectiveness towards Davenport, who seemed to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. He wanted to help, to defend the man who had become like a father to him, but he felt powerless against the tide of public opinion. Davenport, despite the mounting pressure, remained calm and composed. He addressed the allegations head-on, acknowledging the wrongdoing and taking full responsibility. He announced a comprehensive internal investigation, vowing to hold those responsible accountable and implement stricter ethical guidelines. He also launched a public relations campaign to rebuild trust and transparency. He gave interviews, addressed public forums, and met with community leaders, emphasizing his commitment to ethical business practices and social responsibility. Daniel, inspired by Davenport's resilience and integrity, decided to take action. He used his social media savvy and his growing network of contacts to counter the negative narrative. He shared stories of the company's positive impact, highlighting its philanthropic initiatives and its commitment to sustainable development. He also organized a student-led campaign to support Davenport Industries, rallying his peers and community members to voice their support for the company and its ethical leadership. Wellington, observing Daniel's efforts from the sidelines, seethed with anger. He had hoped the scandal would destroy Davenport and pave the way for his own ascent to power. But Daniel's intervention was disrupting his plans, galvanizing support for Davenport and undermining his own attempts to seize control. Driven by desperation, Wellington decided to escalate his attacks. He leaked fabricated information to the media, implicating Davenport in a personal scandal, hoping to further damage his reputation and force him to step down. The new allegations sent shockwaves through the company and the public. Davenport, already reeling from the previous scandal, found himself facing a new wave of scrutiny and condemnation. He felt betrayed and disheartened, his trust in those around him shaken. Daniel, however, refused to believe the accusations. He knew Davenport's character, his integrity, and his unwavering commitment to ethical conduct. He was convinced that the allegations were false, a desperate attempt by Wellington to seize power. He decided to take matters into his own hands. He delved into the leaked information, meticulously analyzing the data and uncovering inconsistencies and fabrications. He worked tirelessly, late into the night, piecing together the evidence that would expose Wellington's treachery. Finally, after weeks of relentless investigation, Daniel had his breakthrough. He discovered a trail of digital footprints linking Wellington to the fabricated information. He compiled his findings into a comprehensive report, detailing Wellington's involvement in the smear campaign and his attempts to sabotage the company. He presented his findings to Davenport, who was stunned by the revelation. He had suspected Wellington's involvement, but he hadn't anticipated the extent of his treachery. He felt a mix of anger, betrayal, and gratitude towards Daniel, who had risked his own reputation to defend him. Armed with Daniel's evidence, Davenport confronted Wellington, exposing his lies and his malicious intentions. Wellington, cornered and defeated, confessed to his wrongdoing, his ambition and jealousy laid bare. The board of directors, faced with irrefutable evidence of Wellington's treachery, voted to remove him from his position and initiate legal proceedings against him. The company, relieved of the corrupting influence of Wellington, began to heal, its reputation slowly recovering. Davenport, his name cleared and his leadership reaffirmed, felt a profound sense of gratitude towards Daniel. He had not only saved the company but also restored his faith in humanity. He realized that Daniel was more than just a mentee or a surrogate son. He was a true partner, a trusted ally, and a force for good. The climactic event, though painful and challenging, had strengthened their bond, forging an unbreakable connection between them. It had also revealed Daniel's courage, his loyalty, and his unwavering commitment to justice, qualities that would serve him well in the years to come. The aftermath of the scandal and Wellington's ousting left Davenport Industries in a state of rebuilding. While the immediate crisis had been averted, the company's reputation remained fragile, and the task of regaining trust with employees, shareholders, and the public loomed large. Davenport, though exhausted and emotionally drained, knew he had to act swiftly and decisively. He initiated a series of reforms aimed at strengthening the company's ethical framework and promoting transparency and accountability. He established an independent ethics committee, empowered employees to report wrongdoing without fear of reprisal, and implemented stricter compliance measures across all departments and subsidiaries. He also recognized the need to address the cultural issues that had allowed Wellington's toxic influence to fester. He organized company-wide workshops on ethical decision-making, leadership, and teamwork, emphasizing the importance of integrity, collaboration, and respect. Daniel, now a trusted advisor and confidant, played a key role in these efforts. He leveraged his understanding of social media and his connections with youth organizations to promote the company's renewed commitment to ethical conduct and social responsibility. He also worked with the Human Resources Department to develop a mentorship program, pairing young employees with senior executives who could provide guidance and support. These initiatives, though met with initial skepticism from some quarters, gradually began to bear fruit. Employee morale improved, communication became more open and transparent, and a sense of shared purpose began to emerge. Davenport, observing these positive changes, felt a renewed sense of optimism. He had not only weathered the storm but also emerged stronger and more resilient. He had also witnessed Daniel's growth and development, his transformation from a bright-eyed intern to a confident and capable young leader. One afternoon, while reviewing the company's latest social impact report with Daniel, Davenport paused, a thoughtful expression on his face. "Daniel," he began, his voice laced with admiration, "I've been reflecting on the events of the past few months, and I can't help but marvel at your courage and your loyalty. You stood by me when others doubted me, you defended me when others attacked me, and you helped me rebuild when others sought to destroy." Daniel, humbled by Davenport's words, met his gaze. "I did what anyone would have done, Mr. Davenport. You've been more than just a mentor to me. You're like a father to me, and I would do anything to protect you and the company we both believe in." Davenport smiled, his eyes filled with warmth and affection. "You're more than just a son to me, Daniel. You're a partner, a confidant, and a true friend. I'm grateful for your unwavering support and your belief in me." He paused, then continued, "I've been thinking about the future of the company, Daniel. I'm not getting any younger, and I need to start planning for succession. I've always envisioned a leader who embodies the values we've worked so hard to instill: integrity, compassion, and a commitment to social responsibility." He looked at Daniel intently, his eyes filled with expectation. "Daniel, I want you to consider taking on a more prominent role in the company. I believe you have the potential to lead Davenport Industries into a new era of ethical and sustainable growth." Daniel was taken aback by Davenport's offer. He had never envisioned himself as a CEO, his aspirations leaning more towards social entrepreneurship and community engagement. But he also recognized the opportunity to make a significant impact on the world, to leverage the resources and influence of Davenport Industries to create positive change. He expressed his gratitude to Davenport for his confidence and support, but he also voiced his concerns about his lack of experience and his desire to pursue his passion for social innovation. Davenport, understanding Daniel's reservations, reassured him, "You have the intelligence, the integrity, and the compassion to lead this company, Daniel, and you don't have to abandon your passion for social innovation. In fact, I believe you can integrate it into the very fabric of Davenport Industries, creating a company that not only generates profits but also makes a positive impact on the world." He outlined his vision for the future, a company that prioritized ethical conduct, environmental sustainability, and social responsibility. He spoke of creating a workplace where employees felt valued and empowered, where diversity was celebrated, and where innovation was driven by a desire to solve social problems. Daniel, inspired by Davenport's vision, felt a surge of excitement. He saw the potential to create a company that reflected his own values and aspirations, a company that could be a force for good in the world. He accepted Davenport's offer, eager to embark on this new chapter in his life. He knew that the road ahead would be challenging, but he was confident that with Davenport's guidance and support, he could lead Davenport Industries into a brighter future. The conflict resolution, though initiated by Davenport, was ultimately a collaborative effort. Daniel's unwavering support, his investigative skills, and his commitment to justice had played a crucial role in exposing Wellington's treachery and restoring the company's integrity. Their shared experience had strengthened their bond, forging an unbreakable connection between them. It had also paved the way for a new era at Davenport Industries, an era defined by ethical leadership, social responsibility, and a commitment to creating a better world. Daniel's transition into a leadership role at Davenport Industries was a gradual but transformative process. Davenport, recognizing the need for both mentorship and space, carefully guided Daniel while allowing him the autonomy to develop his own leadership style. He involved Daniel in high-level meetings, exposed him to different facets of the company's operations, and encouraged him to take on increasingly challenging projects. Daniel, with his sharp intellect and innate understanding of social dynamics, quickly grasped the complexities of the tech industry. He proved to be a natural leader, his empathy and genuine concern for others earning him the respect and loyalty of his colleagues. He championed initiatives that promoted employee well-being, fostered a culture of collaboration, and encouraged innovation. He also spearheaded the company's social responsibility programs, expanding the Davenport Foundation's reach and impact. He initiated partnerships with educational institutions, launched technology literacy programs in underserved communities, and invested in sustainable development projects. He became a vocal advocate for corporate social responsibility, speaking at conferences and publishing articles on the importance of ethical business practices in the tech industry. Davenport, observing Daniel's growth and impact, felt a profound sense of pride and fulfillment. He had not only found a worthy successor but also a kindred spirit, a young man who shared his vision for a better world. He gradually stepped back from the day-to-day operations of the company, entrusting Daniel with greater responsibilities and decision-making authority. Daniel, though initially hesitant to take on such a prominent role, embraced the challenge with enthusiasm and determination. He saw the opportunity to shape the future of Davenport Industries, to create a company that was not only profitable but also a force for positive change. He initiated a company-wide restructuring, streamlining operations, investing in renewable energy, and implementing fair trade practices. He also established a diversity and inclusion task force, ensuring that the company's workforce reflected the communities it served. These changes, though met with some resistance from those accustomed to the old ways, ultimately led to increased efficiency, improved employee morale, and enhanced brand reputation. Davenport Industries became known not only for its innovative products and services, but also for its ethical conduct and social responsibility. Daniel's leadership style, characterized by empathy, collaboration, and a genuine concern for the well-being of others, created a positive and empowering work environment. Employees felt valued and respected, their voices heard, and their contributions recognized. He also fostered a culture of innovation, encouraging employees to think outside the box and develop solutions to social and environmental challenges. He established an innovation lab, where employees could experiment with new ideas and technologies, fostering a spirit of creativity and entrepreneurship. Under Daniel's leadership, Davenport Industries became a model for corporate social responsibility, its initiatives setting a new standard for ethical business practices in the tech world. The company's success was not just measured in profits, but also in its positive impact on the environment, the community, and the lives of its employees. Davenport, witnessing Daniel's transformative leadership, felt a deep sense of gratitude and satisfaction. He had not only found a worthy successor, but also a son, a partner, and a friend. He knew that the future of Davenport Industries was in good hands, guided by Daniel's vision, integrity, and compassion. The turning point in their journey marked a new direction for both Daniel and Davenport. Daniel had stepped into his own, embracing his leadership potential and shaping the future of Davenport Industries. Davenport, having passed the torch, found solace in witnessing Daniel's success and the positive impact he was making on the world. Their bond, forged through a simple act of kindness, had evolved into a powerful partnership, a testament to the transformative power of human connection and the enduring strength of shared values. Years passed, and Daniel flourished in his role as CEO of Davenport Industries. He navigated the ever-evolving landscape of the tech world with a steady hand, guided by his strong moral compass and his unwavering commitment to ethical conduct. He led the company to new heights of success, expanding its global reach while maintaining its focus on social responsibility and sustainability. Under his leadership, Davenport Industries became a beacon of corporate citizenship, its initiatives setting a new standard for ethical business practices. The company invested in renewable energy, implemented fair trade practices, and supported community development projects around the world. It also became a champion for diversity and inclusion, creating a workplace where employees from all backgrounds felt valued and respected. Daniel's reputation as a visionary leader grew, and he was often invited to speak at conferences and forums, sharing his insights on ethical leadership, sustainable business practices, and the importance of corporate social responsibility. He became a role model for young entrepreneurs, inspiring them to pursue their dreams while making a positive impact on the world. Davenport, now retired and enjoying a quieter life, watched Daniel's success with immense pride. He had become more than just a mentor or a father figure to Daniel. He was a close friend and confidant, their bond strengthened by years of shared experiences and mutual respect. They often spent their weekends together, reminiscing about their journey, discussing current events, and debating philosophical ideas. Davenport, with his vast experience and wisdom, offered guidance and perspective, while Daniel, with his youthful energy and idealism, challenged Davenport's assumptions and pushed him to consider new perspectives. One evening, as they sat by the fireplace in Davenport's cozy study, sipping aged scotch and listening to classical music, Davenport turned to Daniel, a thoughtful expression on his face. "Daniel," he began, his voice filled with warmth and affection, "I've been reflecting on our journey, and I can't help but marvel at how far we've come. You've exceeded all my expectations, not just as a leader but as a human being." Daniel, touched by Davenport's words, smiled. "I wouldn't be where I am today without you, Mr. Davenport. You believed in me when no one else did. You gave me the opportunities one needed to grow, and you guided me with your wisdom and experience." Davenport chuckled. "You give me too much credit, Daniel. You have an innate talent for leadership, a strong moral compass, and a genuine desire to make a difference. I simply provided the spark, the opportunity for you to ignite your potential." He paused, then continued, "I'm proud of the man you've become, Daniel. You've not only achieved success in the business world but also remained true to your values, your compassion, and your commitment to social justice." Daniel nodded, his eyes filled with gratitude. "I've learned so much from you, Mr. Davenport, not just about business but about life. You've taught me the importance of integrity, empathy, and perseverance. You've shown me that success is not just about profits but about making a positive impact on the world." He reflected on his journey, the challenges he had overcome, and the lessons he had learned. He had grown from a compassionate boy sharing his lunch to a confident and capable leader, his character shaped by his experiences and his interactions with Davenport. He had also come to a deeper understanding of himself, his strengths, his weaknesses, and his purpose in life. He realized that his passion for social innovation was not just a personal aspiration but an integral part of his identity, a driving force behind his leadership and his vision for the future. He looked at Davenport, his eyes filled with admiration and affection. "Thank you, Mr. Davenport, for everything. You've been more than just a mentor to me. You've been a father, a friend, and a guiding light." Davenport smiled, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. "The feeling is mutual, Daniel. You've enriched my life in ways you can't imagine. You've brought joy, purpose, and a sense of family that I never thought I'd experience." They sat in comfortable silence for a while, the crackling fire and the soft music creating a peaceful ambience. Then, Davenport spoke again, his voice filled with a sense of contentment. "You know, Daniel, I used to think that success was measured by wealth and power. But I've come to realize that true success lies in making a positive impact on the world, in leaving a legacy that inspires others to do good." He looked at Daniel, his eyes filled with hope and expectation. "You're doing that, Daniel. You're creating a legacy that will inspire generations to come. You're building a better future, a future where compassion, justice, and sustainability prevail." Daniel nodded, his heart filled with a sense of purpose and determination. He knew that the journey ahead would be filled with challenges, but he was ready to face them, guided by his values, his experience, and the unwavering support of the man who had believed in him from the start. Their conversation that evening was a testament to their growth and their enduring bond. They had both come a long way, their lives intertwined in a tapestry of shared experiences, mutual respect, and deep affection. They had found in each other a connection that transcended their age difference and social backgrounds, a connection that had shaped their destinies and enriched their lives. The story of Daniel and Henry became a legend within Davenport Industries and beyond, a tale whispered in boardrooms and shared in classrooms. It was a testament to the power of human connection, a reminder that compassion and empathy could flourish even in the most competitive of environments. It was a story that inspired hope and encouraged acts of kindness. Daniel, the boy who had shared his lunch with a stranger, had not only risen to the helm of a corporate empire, but had also redefined its purpose. He had shown the world that success could be measured not just in profits but also in positive impact, in the lives touched and the communities empowered. Henry, the millionaire who had sought a glimpse of humanity in the depths of his own city, had found more than he could have ever imagined. He had discovered a son, a partner, and a legacy that extended far beyond the confines of his wealth. Their story resonated with people from all walks of life. It was a story of second chances, of redemption, and of the enduring power of human connection. It was a story that reminded people that even the smallest act of kindness could have a ripple effect, changing lives and shaping destinies. Daniel and Henry, though their paths had diverged and converged in unexpected ways, remained bound by an unbreakable thread of mutual respect, shared values, and deep affection. They continued to inspire each other, to challenge each other, and to support each other's dreams. Their story became a symbol of hope, a beacon of light in a world often shrouded in darkness. It was a story that reminded people of the inherent goodness within humanity, the power of compassion, and the transformative potential of human connection. The tale of Daniel and Henry served as a powerful reminder that true wealth lies not in material possessions but in the richness of human relationships. It underscored the importance of mentorship, the impact of a guiding hand on a young life, and the legacy that can be built through shared values and a commitment to making a difference. It was a story that celebrated the triumph of the human spirit, the resilience of the human heart, and the enduring power of love and kindness. It was a story that echoed through the corridors of time, inspiring generations to embrace compassion, pursue their dreams, and make the world a better place.